Hey everybody, I'm Patricia,
And I'm Patrick.
aka the Pop Culture Twins, and welcome to another episode of Inside the Cage. So, you know what the drill is. Gotta get there and hit that thumbs up. You gotta sit there and like us. Please subscribe to us. And everyone out there, please pass this on to all your friends through Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, whatever social media you're using, PlayStation, Xbox if you have to. Definitely keep us out there and keep tuning in every week. Now, Patrick and I, we're just sitting here talking about, the holidays, Labor Day weekend. I'm like, are you thinking about going back to Robbins?
I thought about it, but I'm not going. I know little Patrick's always bugging me about taking him back there. Maybe next year.
Well, Robbins is where we're from, a little town in Illinois, population 5,337 to date. But, Robbins was a great place to grow up. We had a good time, and we actually had a celebrity growing up back in our day, Nichelle Nichols. You may remember her as Lieutenant Uhura on Star Trek. That was a big deal because she was born and raised in Robbins. And, back in the day when you're growing up in the 70s, the only thing, you had was 3 TV stations, and what was on TV is what was on TV, and it was a lot of Star Trek reruns. A lot of people in Robbins did not know she was born and raised there until later on, but I always knew it. But we did recently find out that she fell ill. She suffered a stroke recently, and we have our prayers out there for you, Miss Nichols, and for a speedy recovery. But, she was what? A celebrity for Robbins for at least a good 50-something years.
Probably our only one.
Until 2 more celebrities popped up. Dwayne Wade, who knew? They kept saying, Dwayne Wade's from Robbins, and I'm like, you lying?
What commercial? Was that a Pepsi commercial?
Yeah.
Where it actually states that.
And I had to look at it several times on YouTube because I didn't believe it. But I actually looked up his high school, which was Richards High School, which is in our district of where we went to school.
Oklahoma.
And I found a basketball picture of him in a Richards basketball uniform. Lo and behold, he really is from Robbins, Illinois. I'm sorry I ever doubted you, Dwayne. Our next celebrity is Kiki Palmer. Now, this, girl is great. She's a child actress, and now she's, I think 18, 19 now. She's grown up. I went to high school with her mom. Her mom is a talented singer. We were both on speech team together, and that's where Kiki got her talent from. She's a great singer.
Yeah.
Great singer. So, that's the 3rd celebrity we have from Robbins. But, maybe one day we'll be celebrities in Robbins, Well, he already is a celebrity in Robbins.
I think we're right on track. They also have a Hall of Fame in Robbins. Hey, go figure.
Well, he's already a celebrity in Robbins. It's like every time he goes home or people get wind that he's coming home, everyone has a fuss about it. And I'm like, what for? It's just Patrick. And then I come home and they're like, where's Patrick? And I'm like, he didn't come home. And they're like, oh, okay. And they just dismiss me. But he's like a celebrity in his own right. What for? I don't know.
Sometimes, I'm the crowd drawer of the two. It's okay, though.
Oh, it's okay. You always was. I always said he was the good-looking twin, so I let him have that title. But like I said, we had a pretty fun, childhood growing up in Robbins. We did all the things like playing baseball in the street, riding our bikes through the neighborhoods, and this is long before having to worry about being abducted or hit by a stray bullet. We didn't have those fears like today's kids, but we did realize recently that Robbins is kind of hood.
Some things that make it hood are...
It's telltale signs. There's some telltale signs.
The number of liquor stores that are available to you, the number of churches that are available to you, and the nicknames that are that come out of the hood.
Right. In terms of liquor, it's the celebrities that are on the billboards. Every time they want to sell liquor in the hood, they have to put a prominent celebrity. Back in the 70s, it was Red Fox and Billy D. Williams.
Who's it today? Ice Cube and Snoop Dogg.
Probably.
Yeah.
Probably. And then we had gangs. I didn't even know we had gangs. What gangs did we have in our neighborhood?
Oh, yeah, Black Gangster Disciples, Vice Lords, Black Keystone Rangers. Wow. There was another one.
You never got recruited?
El Rookins.
The El Rookins. You were never recruited?
I was guilty by association. Living in the side of the neighborhood that we lived in, you're just guilty because you lived over there. So now you're a vice lord because you live in vice lord territory.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't even know. I didn't even know we were in Vice Lord territory. I was so clueless, man. I was so clueless. But then, the big thing about being hood is if you had a nickname. And what was some of the nicknames?
Some of the nicknames. There was two guys, both named Johnny Jackson. One tougher than the other. So one was half a dollar. The one was dollar bill. Then there was Skillet. Because he was so dark, he looked like a skillet.
Everybody, knew Robbins because we were known for, our taverns as well. And like the hot spot was a place called Manny's Blue Room.
They had a couple of Manny's, the Big Ten, and what's the other one on 139th Street?
I'm clueless. Don't even ask me. I mean,
Yeah,
I never went to. I never
Yeah.
entered any
wasn't like-
taverns in Robbins. I've never been to Manny's Blue Room. I feel like
You
such a
weren't
square.
allowed to really hang out.
But you did. My older sister always went to Manny's Blue Room.
You were protected under mom's shield. I remember. Oh, you remember that time she beat me into a coma because she thought I set the fire in the kitchen?
I did that.
Oh man, I got the worst whoop. I never told her.
I know. Why didn't you tell me?
I was fearful for you to get that whooping. My God. I was like, will you stop? I mean, after a while, I just stopped crying. I was like, the tears ain't gonna get it.
And then the final thing to know that you live in the hood is if there's a large amount of churches. So when you're sitting on Saturday night in the taverns, the next morning you walk right on into the churches, in Robbins, and that's when Robbins became known for its churches and taverns. Because wherever there's a tavern, there's a church right across the street from it.
I always go. I just wonder why I didn't get that feeling when everybody's jumping around in the church. I felt cheated. 'Cause I never got that feeling.
You never got the Holy Ghost?
No, that's what it was, the Holy Ghost. I never got him. No ghost. I never got anything like that.
So when we started reminiscing about Robbins and realizing that we did grow up in the hood, it made us think about a really great time in the 90s. I love the 90s. It's my favorite decade. I'm sorry. But in the 90s, it had some of the most, that whole decade was filled with coming-of-age films in the hood. So it made Patrick and I reminisce a little bit and pick up a few that maybe are some of your favorites.
Remember the house parties?
House Party is the one that kicked it off because it made us remember our days of growing up and going to house parties.
Yeah.
And House Party was the first one in 1990, which starred Kid and Play.
Yeah.
Did you know that Kid and Play weren't the first pick for that movie? They wanted DJ Jazzy Jeff and Fresh Prince for that. I didn't know that either.
They turned it down?
I guess they did, but I mean, do you think how different that film would have been?
Wow, I can't even imagine.
It wouldn't have had Robin Harris in it.
Why?
Because DJ Jazzy Jeff and Fresh Prince are clean. They don't cuss. They don't.
It would
be.
And
but it was. I mean, this film was so great. It was such a big hit, and I was so sad that Robin Harris, he died like 9 days after the film had come out, and he had become a sensation.
I was at that last show. It was on my birthday in Chicago.
Really?
I was there.
You was at
I
the
saw
show
his last show. It was on my birthday.
Before he passed.
Yep, he died the next day.
Man, I mean that was a great guy. I just don't know. I mean, how far he would have gone from there.
Yeah, I know.
Well, our next pick is pretty much known as the best film made about hood life in history. No, I think there'll never be a film better than Boys in the Hood. John Singleton wrote a great script and directed an incredible film and had such, great actors like Cuba Gooding Jr.
That was his breakout film.
Yeah, Angela Bassett was in it, Lawrence Fishburne, and it was the debut of Morris Chestnut and Ice Cube. Remember, that was Ice Cube's first acting debut, and they were wondering from NWA, like, what is this kid going to be able to do? And it's so great that now there's a film coming out this summer about Ice Cube's life.
And that was John
straight out of
Singleton's first film.
Yeah, it was John right out of college.
You did an internship with John.
I did an internship with John. We were at the Arsenio Hall show.
Yeah.
And so that's where I met John, and John was just quiet, but he, full of confidence, and he knew he was going places. He knew he was talented, and he was. And
so you've always been surrounded around the industry. We're destined to be there also there.
Hey, we're right here, they're right here. Now, my next pick this is my favorite hood film. It really is South Central. But your favorite is New Jack City.
Yes, I like a Wesley Snipes. I wanted a part in that movie. I wonder why I didn't get selected.
Did you audition?
No, I didn't.
Of course, that's why you didn't get selected.
Oh, that's why.
And then you always gotta, include a great hood movie that has romance. It's a real romantic story. And the best one that we could find was Jason's Lyric. starring Jada Pinkett, and Alan Payne. And I thought this was a beautiful love story. It was what we needed. We were tired of all the shooting and killing. We needed a little romance for the women.
It's one of the better hood love stories.
Right. And then another film that I liked because being, living in California, got to represent, so The Wood, which is centered around Inglewood, California, and that starred Taye Diggs, Richard T. Jones, and Omar Epps.
Yeah, it was all right.
I liked it because it was written and directed by Rick Famuyiwa, who's Nigerian background. And what I liked about him, he was raised in Inglewood, California, and he wrote about, just coming of age story about him and his friends. And now he's back.
Doing a new one now.
Right, he's got a new coming of age story in the hood, talking about how hood life is today through the eyes of a young teen.
I think, see that one.
And it's called Dope. I've seen it. It's worth
the movie?
I've seen it.
I want to see it.
It's worth seeing. It's just a great story, and just another great story. And it's all shot in Inglewood, California. So you sit there and go, oh, I know that place. I know this place. So I mean, I really like this. Really a crowd pleaser. Please check out Dope. But it was it's fun realizing where you come from and realizing where you really live. And
not to forget where you come from and go back and stay in touch with your roots.
Right. We don't deny, ever living in Robbins. We love Robbins. Some of my best memories of, playing hide and go seek and riding our bikes and going on adventures. And, I will always treasure living in Robbins.
Robbins has been us friends for 30, 40 years now.
Yeah. I still call Robbins home. It'll always be home to me. And remember when you tried to get me to run for mayor a few years ago?
You almost did.
You almost had me. You had me for like a good day or two.
I think you would have been pretty good.
I think I would have been. I mean, it's never too late. We can always go back.
Yeah.
We can always go back. But that's what's going on in our world this week in pop culture. We thought we'd just bring it home and let you get a piece of what we come from and what we're about. But you know what? There's much more that we'll be sharing with you next week. So definitely tune in to us next week on Inside the Cage, where we'll give you some more insights in pop culture. And don't forget, subscribe, share this with your friends, and we'll see you next time.